Hello and welcome back for yet another Norse mythology video. The last one was on the meat of poetry and the creation of Thor's hammer. Today is going to be the fortification of Asgard, so let's get right into it. So Asgard, as previously discussed, means enclosure of the Aesir, which is the Aesir tribe of gods, and it represents Inengard, and as such is encircled by a high protective wall. This tale of fortification includes the building of the wall that would enclose Asgard and the Aesir. So the tale began when a smith arrived to Asgard and offered to build this protective wall around Asgard that would be so high and mighty that it would protect the gods from all of their enemies, including the giants. He offered to build this protective wall in only 3 seasons, but his price of doing so was quite high. So he wanted the hand of marriage of Freya, he wanted the sun, and he also wanted the moon. So the gods joined in council, and Freya was obviously very against the giants' proposal of marriage. Loki, however, being the schemer that he was, came up with the idea to consent to the smith's price, but only on the conditions that he finished within 1 winter's time and with only his horse's help. So the gods consented to the plan, but they never thought that the conditions would make the work possible. The giant went on to agree to their seemingly impossible terms under further conditions that they swore oaths to fulfill their promises and to ensure that he would be safe in Asgard during construction of the wall. So with all of this, the deal was made that if he could complete the wall within 3 seasons' time with only the help of his horse, in exchange, he would get the hand of Freya in marriage, he would get the sun, and he would get the moon. He began construction, and the gods were amazed at how quickly the structure began to rise. So not only were they impressed with how quickly the wall was rising, but they were amazed that the smith stallion, Svadilfari, was seemingly doing twice the work of the smith. 3 days before the end of winter, and thus the smith's deadline, all of the wall was completed save for the stones around the gate. The wall was rock solid. Get it? Rock solid. And strong enough to defend against any enemy imaginable. The blame, of course, then fell on Loki for suggesting such a terrible plan, despite all the other gods having also consented to it. So then they invoked Loki's mischievousness to find a way to slow the smith down, lest they lose Freya, the sun, and the moon. So that night, Loki shifted into the shape of a mare that was in heat and caught the attention of Svadilfari from a distance while the smith and the stallion were in the forest in search of stones to complete their work. Svadilfari was instantly taken with the mare upon seeing her, and thus the mare and Svadilfari played a game of cat and mouse all night long. When morning came, the giant still couldn't locate his stallion and realized he wouldn't be able to complete his project on time. Despite finishing most of the wall, as his end of the bargain wasn't completely met, the gods paid the smith what they thought he was owed. This ended up being 1 fatal swing from Mjolnir, dealt by Thor, and thus the giant's head was shattered into tiny pieces. During his master's death, however, Svadilfari had finally caught up to the mare, and nature ran its course. So the mare, aka Loki, eventually gave birth to Sleipnir, who is a gray, 8-legged horse who would become the steed of Odin. So Sleipnir is said to be the best of all of the horses and is unmatched in both strength and speed. I mean, he does have 8 legs, so it's kind of an unfair advantage. So that was the tale of the fortification of Asgard, with an equally weird side story of Loki becoming mother to a horse. So the next video is going to be a few tales about Odin and his quest toward knowledge. So I'll see you then. That's fucking rude.